that last-ditch effort prayer, and you see the Most High move on your behalf, and mightily at that, and quick. Just like that word says, that His word is quick and sharper than a two-edged sword. Pardon me. As soon as I took them glasses off, I got sweat in my eye. But yeah, have you had a good taste? And see, like that word says, it's impossible to have a real good taste of His love and then turn your back on Him and put the Mashiach, Jesus the Christ, back on the cross again in open shame, simply because you really didn't get a good taste in the first place. See, what you may have had was what the text says: the Most High reigns on the just as well as the unjust, or shines, which means He's gracious to everybody to a limit. But to those that seek His face, those are the ones that's gonna really seek Him out for a good taste of His provisions and love for us. I want so bad to sit down, but I can't do it. And it looks as if the rain is starting to dissipate or go away, or let up, as we would call it in the town. The rain is letting up. Yes, sir. Let me get it. Yeah, I know you're wondering why I did an extra 10 on each of those 50 sets, and that's because I missed 50 yesterday. Now yesterday I actually missed 50. The day before I did my 200. And that's what that last 10 was about. to make it 200 for the week. A day, 200 a day for the week. But we're gonna jump on this bike and go as far as we can go. It's really just sprinkling now. Maybe we can get in a mile or 2 or 3 or 4 of them 5, hopefully. But stay up and keep striving for more every day. Every day, and get on out here. No water ain't gonna hurt you. This park is empty. That's what I was saying about fair weather friends. We can't be like that when it comes to our health. Just like I say, we have to earn our health every day. It's not gonna be given to us. See, the European Christian mentality is that whenever you're in a bind, the Most High will help you. And that's true in some instances, but there's a whole lot of people in hell right now saying that ain't true. No. And see, we act like we can live like hell, eat like hell, treat other people like hell, and don't think we're going to reap hell as the consequences of our sowing. And most of the time that hell is lived out right here on this earth. In the form of sickness, in the form of abandonment, in the form of folks just not wanting to have nothing to do with you. And I used to be like that. It took me a long time for some of my folks to even fix their mouth to speak to me, let alone see them. Folks were here, I'm in town, they like, I ain't going. They're like, I'm going the other way. But you don't think that hurt my feelings, because I'm like Paul, I've harmed no man. That's all in my past. Now I'm all about making amends and going forward in the right direction. And if it's the Most High's will. Some folks I dare not try to make amends with, I might get shot. And I joke, but it's true. In some cases, I better just leave it in the good, well, I ain't gonna say the good Lord hands like I was thinking, but leave it in the Most High's hands, let him handle it. And see, I think that's where a lot of our problems begin. We try to go and make amends to folks that we know we have done wrong. And the Most High saying, I ain't tell you to go over there. You don't need to be going over there. Leave them folks alone. Pardon me for all this. I'm trying not to get wet. But yeah, one of my boys, well, one of my ox, my brothers, Joshua Shanley, he asked me when was the last time I went to Goldsboro. Oh boy. And see, that's exactly what I wanted to do. And I did laugh. But it wasn't a happy laugh. See, I can laugh about it now, but I was like, no, I don't do Goldsboro. Like, don't do it. Can't do it. And for one reason is, I caused a lot of hell and high water. I raised a lot of hell and high water. And some people's feelings may still be a little tender, to say the least. Because I was no angel. Trust you me. I didn't get Big Bob, the name Big Bob, just for my size. And I'm not bragging, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I was a sneaky fella. And I thank the Most High for delivering me from that. And I think we're going to go on and call it for today. We'll sit there in the truck for a minute or two to see if this weather let back up. But it done started back with a steady flow of rain. And I already said I'm not getting ready to be pushing pedals in the rain. We've had a good week so far. No, we've had a great week so far. And I meant to say also, I had my greatest time on my bike yesterday. The day before, I had my best time. And then yesterday, I beat that time. Doing 5 so miles. And after I looked at the video, I saw that it may have been under 30 minutes. Or right at 30, 31 minutes. So that is a great goal met for me. And I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm not gonna try to up my mileage on my ride or my walks, but just endeavor to beat the time that I'm doing them in. And I did mention yesterday about getting a good taste of exercise. I use that analogy as far as some of my peoples out here that come out to the park just to sit in the car. And once again, I won't trying to be mean. I'm just speaking reality. And a lot of times folks don't like reality. They like that itch and ear doctrine that they get in the church. But see, I can't tell somebody a lie after I've been living the truth and have had a taste of the truth, literally the truth. Oh boy, what a soggy day. But it's a good one. I dare not complain. I would have gave $1 million to be able to get out and do what I'm doing this time 4 years ago. Well, this time three almost 4 years ago. Well, I was just about to have a major stroke. But come May, it'll be 4 years since that dreadful event. So now I dare not get out here and complain about no kind of weather day, whether cold or hot, rainy, snowy. That's why I get on out here, because like I said in my prior recording yesterday, I remember them times I was pushing a walker and having to sit down on a roller lounge chair or a roller recliner with rollers with wheels on it. My physical therapist would roll the recliner behind me while I'm pushing the walker. And every few steps when I first started off, I had to sit down. And I had the little morphine drip on one hand, and I would push the walker and slide the morphine drip. And he would help me also, and my wife. Oh no, I shouldn't say that, because after I let go of the walker, I would finish with the walker. I had to roll the morphine drip myself. But when we first started off, he was basically pushing the the recliner and the morphine drip, walking behind me, making sure I got on back up after the surgeries. It wouldn't let me sit down, not one, well, a couple of days they let me sit down, but right after that, they had me right on back up. Like, you can't sit down too long, sir. You gotta get up. Come on, Mr. Holloway. And that's where I got, get up, keep moving forward in the right direction. For my boy Rodney. I forget his name. But he was a Gentile brother, for sure. I got love for that fella. Because honestly, I found the many days I wanted to give up, and he come popping through the room. Hey, Mr. Rob, how you doing? Let's get it. I'll be like, you better get before I get you up out of here. And oh yeah, I was thinking about something last evening while I was thinking about this recording today. I actually had my stroke right before my birthday. And I was in somewhat of a funk. I don't want to say I was really in a funk, but I was really starting to feel that day. And all of a sudden, here come through my room a golden retriever. I'm like, what in the world is this? Because it shocked me. You know, I'm up here laying in the bed with my chest cut wide open. I had a pillow on my chest to hold it against the incision to keep from busting it open. Because you would cough and have to spit, yawn, hiccups. It seemed like all of that stuff came at one time. But yeah, here comes through the room a golden retriever. And that joker act like he could talk to me just by his little actions. And he wasn't one of them carrying dogs, whatever they call them. They would take him around to see kids and whatnot to make him feel better, just to pet him. But he came on in there, and I rubbed his head, and I was doing more talking to him than touching, because I was more or less hurt. But that joker put a big old smile on my face. And see, that's how the Most High is. He'll give you exactly what you need when you need it. And little did I know at that time, that golden retriever would change my whole outlook on that day. And I say on that day, but it helped long term too, I'm sure. But I just wanted to mention that because that was such a blessing, and it's them small things that's done for you in the time of your need that really makes you know the Most High cares for me, and that he can use even a dog to pep up my step. Well, not pep up my step actually, to make my day. That was one of the best birthday presents I had in my lifetime, I guess you would say. It was amazing. And then, after I stopped petting him, he just sat down and balled up and was just looking at me. Just sitting there looking at me like he was talking to me through his eyes. And like I'm right here. Every time I would move, he was standing up at attention with me. And they only kept him in there like 30 minutes to an hour, I believe, but that was amazing. And it's really lending itself to my thought of the day. See, that's how the Most High is with the little things that you've gotten to see how He cared for you in them little ways. Because on the most part, that dog, they brought him in for animals. I mean, for chaps. But I was so glad they brought him in there that day for me. Because I needed it. Yeah, I was smart to call it today. This rain is so steady. And even though I brought some gear, I didn't bring gear to ride in this kind of weather. But as I said before, seek the Most High's face today. And ask Him to give you a taste of His love. And see, the way I would put it, I would quote the script to Him, and I would use this as my go-to. I would say, Father, you say in your word that you're a present help in the time of need or trouble, and I thank you for proving yourself to me today as my present help, which means you're right here present with me in this need, this time of need. And I don't use that too often, or should I say like the boy that cried wolf. I keep that like in my back pocket, in my hip pocket, because it's never failed when I went to the Most High with that script and said, Father, you said right here what you'll do for me in my time of need. It says you're my present help. And to be quite honest, that don't mean every time He got me out of the situation I was in, but He proved Himself to be there with me and for me during that time. And that in itself was enough for me to bear the situation. And I'll leave it at that, to bear the situation. Because to be quite honest, everything I prayed for, it worked out. Maybe not the way that I wanted it to, but it all worked out. But yeah, that's my word of encouragement. And to study to show yourself approved. It ain't nothing wrong with studying your Bible for yourself, or your word for yourself. And getting them extra books to apocrypha. And study it. And once you start studying it, your eyes are going to become wide open as to who the real children of the Most High are. We the people. And see, that's why they took the books out of the book, because they didn't want us to know. They basically wanted to rule us with our own information, with the book that was about us. They read it, they continue to read it, and they try to use it against us. What they have for the last 400 years. What's that boy Nat Turner? Nat said, I ain't gonna keep on preaching halfway, or what you want me to preach. Nat said, I'm gonna preach the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And see, that's what kind of time we're living in these days. You know, we still have preachers trying to preach that watered down doctrine from what their master is telling them to preach. But see, we ourselves have to say no more. But that's my time. I love y'all as always. Stay up and keep pushing forward in the right direction. Shalom.